Hey guys, and welcome back to a brand new video and a brand new episode of my MotoGP 18 career mode. And today we are here for the penultimate episode of the Moto3 season with two races in this episode and back to normality as we race around Motegi and also one of my favourite tracks on the calendar, Phillip Island, an absolutely fantastic track on a motorcycle. So I'm looking forward to it. Japan, on the other hand, is not one that I particularly I still actually quite like it. It's not a track that I hate by any means. It's just one of the ones that I enjoy less on the calendar. So in this episode, we're going to be doing Japan and Phillip Island. Then there's only the finale left, where we will do Malaysia, which is a bit of a 50-50 hit and miss track. I don't really enjoy that much. And chest day in Valencia in the Circuit Ricardo Tormo. So only 4 races to go, and as things stand, the championship is pretty much gone, so all we've got to do is try and aim to hold on to that 3rd place and try and consolidate it, because we are a long way away from 2nd place Aaron Canet. So hopefully it all goes okay for us and we can have a pretty damn good race here today. So with that being said, for the development situation, as you can see on the bike, we got a new power upgrade for this one on the power side. So this one here, level 3. So hopefully we should have a little bit more straight line speed, and fingers crossed that will help us out in some of the tracks. But anyway, it's time to jump into it now for qualifying for the 4th from last race of the season for the Japanese Grand Prix around Motegi. Right, it's time for qualifying at Motegi. So far, so good. We was fastest in practice by 1/10 of a second, so things are looking very positive so far going into the qualifying session. So let's hope we can try and convert that practice pace into a good grip position. So far, the best lap is a 58.0. That is about a tenth faster than our practice time, so not a hell of a lot quicker in qualifying the pace. But the fact Kaito Toba is fastest and it's not Martino Canet tells you that we're probably going to dip into the 1:57. So with that in mind, I need to still set a good lap, and I'm apparently 4 tenths up in Sector 1, and now 9 tenths up apparently in Sector 2. So far, so good, but we've got a little bit of traffic here, which isn't ideal. Apparently we're 1.4 up after Sector 3. I'm not really sure if that's true or not. I don't really know what the reference lap time is when it comes to this opening lap in qualifying, so take it with a pinch of salt. But out the final corner, it's been a pretty good lap. I think it's probably better than the one I did in practice, but the question is it going to be a massive lap? 57, there we go fastest for now, 58 dead. So fast lap just about, but I think there's a lot of time to come off that. And there we go, there are the qualifying lap times as I was expecting. Martin with a 57.2, that's a massive improvement so far. They were only literally 10 thousandths of a second off after 3 sectors. So right now, we're looking very good to match that time. Through the final couple of corners, got to try and be aggressive and attack it in the right way. Final corner, power on nice and early, nice clean exit. Picking up a toe off of Belega. Running it up to the line, and what is the lap going to be? 57.6. Okay, so we lose a little bit of time in that final sector, but that's okay, that can easily be amended. Okay, we get past Belega there, Sector 1 fastest by a tenth. So far, a good lap at the moment. Wow, half a second up after 2 sectors. This is a really good lap. I got Sector 2 absolutely perfect this time, managed to brake really late, and we got the traction perfect through those corners, but now we're looking very good for a good lap here. Okay, still 2 tenths up. I lost 3 tenths through that sector, and now I know I lose a little bit of time through the final sector as well, so I've got to try and push a little bit harder now. Okay, it's all looked pretty good so far. Through the final chicane, really attack it. There we go, that was absolutely perfect. Will this be enough? Through the gears, running out to the line. Is it pole? No, not quite, we just miss out. That is a big first sector, 3 tenths up already. This could be the one. I didn't lose a bit of time for the second sector. I still improved by 2 tenths more, so we're half a second up. But the thing is, in terms of the reference gap that we had the last lap, we're obviously in the same position. So only half a second up after 2 sectors, should I say. But this time, though, through Sector 3, a lot better. And we've only shaved off, only lost half a tenth. So we're still 4.5 tenths up with 1 sector to go. Let's try and bring this one home. Right, through the final chicane. I braked as late as I think I could into the downhill sort of long back straight into the right hander. Out of the final corner, nice and tidy for the chicane once again. Up to the line, is it enough? I think it is. Yes, it is, a 56.7, and I think that is going to be the one. You can take that to the bank. That is going to be pole position for Japan, I can pretty much guarantee it.
The qualifying session has just ended, and while the riders make their way back to their boxes, let's have a look at the final times that show us the front row for the start of tomorrow's Grand Prix. We're moving now to the Moto3 class grid, where engineers and technicians are ironing out the last few details before the race starts.
Indeed it is. It's time for the Japanese Grand Prix, guys, and we are looking good. I am ready, and fingers crossed we can have a good race. Starting from pole position Fingers crossed if we get a semi-decent start, not even a good one, just a semi-decent one where we lose at 1 or 2 places, I feel confident I can make it back. I know I've got the pace. I do have to work for the pace though because it is a very long and technical lap. So it's not one of them ones where I'm just sort of consistently fast. I have to be very precise and very accurate in terms of actually wanting to improve. But I know the pace is there if I am on the ball and I'm ready to try and push. So hopefully we can have a good race and fingers crossed it all works out okay for us, starting from pole position here at the Japanese Grand Prix. So with that being said, let's try and secure this W and let's jump into the race. Right then, let's get ready for the 5 red lights here at Motegi. Underway, and it's a pretty good start from us. Not too bad actually, better than what I thought. Got Della Porta on my inside, hang out to dry. I'm going to have to go on the outside and the high line, which is going to really hurt me though. The actual start wasn't bad though, just the fact that again I'm forced out on the outside line makes it really awkward for me. But right now we just power past Antonelli. P6, I'm very good on the brakes in most corners around here, so I feel like I can attack those in front of me if I want to, like there, getting past Bastianini and Della Porta. Nice little double overtake. Di Gianantonio up next. All a bit wide through onto the grass, that was risky, but we've managed to hold it onto the tarmac. Let's see what we're like. I feel like I can definitely make some moves on the braking around this circuit, especially out of this corner into the next right-hander where I seem to be able to go flat out, whereas the AI take a bit of a different line and they can't quite get the momentum through. I'm going to get a good run on Di Gianantonio there and make the move quite nicely. Also, I'm going to go up the inside of Canet possibly. Not quite, didn't quite get the momentum there, but third place, we've recovered nicely from a poor start and we can now chase after the 2 usual suspects who lead the way here at Motegi. I can definitely tell that final sector is my weakest sector, so I've got to make sure when I make the passes, I've got to try and make them before the end of the final, before we get into the final sector, basically. I've got to say, Martin and Canet's pace is really good so far. Race pace far better than their qualifying pace, so they're really pushing the limits of the track at the moment, and we're really stretching our gap to the guys behind. So these 2 really setting the tone so far for this race. These 2 are still battling out so heavily. You can tell the championship is at stake between these 2 riders, but we're getting really close now and starting to knock on the door. Like I said, I'm faster in every single sector except for the final one, so we are there or thereabouts. I'll take some different lines to these guys as well, but right now we are looking dangerous, and any second I'm going to try and launch a move up the inside of Canet. Okay, we had a great run out of the hairpin. I'm in the slipstream of Canet. I might be able to make a move here down the hill into the heavy brake zone. I'm pretty good on the brake, so let's have a look. Let's pull to the inside. Can we get it under braking? Very hot. Ooh, okay, that was a little bit too hot there. Just lost her back in on the bike, and we've lost a lot of time now going on to the last lap of the Grand Prix, which isn't ideal, so I'm going to need an incredible final lap to pull that gap back. Onto the last lap of the Grand Prix now, and as you can see what the gap is, into sector 4, which is the final sector on the track. It is what it is, my weakest sector. Trying to straighten up the bike as soon as I can on the power, nice and early. We've got a good exit out of the hairpin. The new power upgrade is going to come in clutch for us. We just got to go for it now into this heavy brake zone. We're going to power past Canet on the straight. The question is, can we get Martin as well? Braking late. Putting up the bike. Not quite. He switches back underneath us and makes the move. Canet trying to get back past me here. I'm going to try and go into the chicane. Throw the bike in there, but Martin, I think he's going to take this one home to the bank on the power, and he's just got too much of a gap, so it's going to be second place for us, unfortunately, but still not too bad. Another podium and another solid performance now. I can say that I'm comfortable on 105% AI, and I'm getting on top of the bike, and I'm understanding how to beat the AI now. So very good. Unfortunately, a little bit too late in the season, but, you know, either way, I'm not going to complain. But as you can see, here we have the final race results. We bring home the final, the first lap of the Grand Prix, but we come home behind Jorge Martin. Aaron Canet gets P3, and then Di Gianantonio, Della Porta, and Bastianini and Antonelli ran out the top 7 there with the usual suspects. But in terms of the Riders' Championship after that race, you can see Martin extends his lead to 11 points with 3 races to go, and we gained some points on Canet as we finish ahead of him, but I mean, realistically, we're going to need both of these guys to fall off a couple of times in the next 2 races, so I have any chance of winning the championship. But anyway, we're now going to move into the next race at Phillip Island. Oh my god, this track on this year's game is absolutely ridiculous. Oh wow. You can tell the difference in the tracks. They've been laser scan. This track is so much more better than what it was in last year's game. I mean, it was great last time because I love the track anyway, but this year it's so quick. I'm looking forward to this. Let's get into qualifying. Right then, it's qualifying time at Phillip Island, and as you just heard me say, I'm looking forward to it. The track is absolutely phenomenal to drive. We weren't nowhere near the fastest time in practice though, so that makes me realise there is work to do, but I've also got a lot to learn around this new, different looking track. So far, apparently 6 tenths up in Sector 1, but we're going to ignore the reference time and just do a lap time so far. Okay, apparently we're 9 tenths up after 3 sectors, but we'll take that reference time with a pinch of salt as we saw in the last time in Motegi. But here we go, running it up to the line. We've got a nice exit out the final corner. What is it going to be? And it's going to be a 37.4. Really good lap. I think that's going to be a really competitive time to beat already. Through the final corner, we're on for a little bit of an improvement here on our second attempt. Just following Bozecchi. No one's beating me at the moment. My time still stands at the top of the time sheets. Up to the line, we do improve a little bit to a 37.2. So very good so far, and that is a very encouraging lap time. I still believe that's going to be hard to beat, so we'll see what happens. So far, sitting in the garage, and no one's beating my time. I think I've got this wrapped up in the bag, so I'm just going to simulate the rest of the session and see if we do indeed wrap up pole position.
That brings an end to this qualifying session. And after a thrilling contest where the riders gave their all right up until the end, we can finally find out the name of the rider who will start from pole position tomorrow. A few more minutes and the Moto3 race will begin. Right now, we are at the starting grid, waiting for the riders to receive the signal to start the warm-up lap.
Right then, here we are on the grid at Phillip Island, and I feel very, very excited, and I'm feeling positive about having a good impact this race. There is my teammate, Darren Binder, who we have not seen much of in this entire season, to be honest. But hopefully we can try and this time convert this pole into a race win, and that'll be a very successful episode for us. But anyway, enough talking, let's jump into the race for the Australian Grand Prix. Right then, let's get the assists turned off and let's get ready for the 5 red lights. And we are away at Phillip Island, and it's a pretty decent start actually, not too bad. Only losing a couple of places. We're in 3rd place right now though, and we're racing these guys down to turn 1, so that is actually, I'll consider that a win. Not too bad of a start by any means, as we only dropped down to P3. Taking a bit of a different approach into turn 2 though compared to the AI. Putting the bike up, a little bit of contact with Martin. They're trying to straighten up the bike. I'm going to go very wide though as a consequence, but I'm going to get the exit speed going around the outside using the camber of the corner. And there we go, P4. We're going to look for the outside on Bastianini here. Can we switch back underneath him? Yes, we do. And then we're going to get on the inside of Martin for the hairpin. Are we going to take Canet as well? That would be surprising, and we do, but he comes right back underneath me there and re-overtakes me. We're going to get the power down though to get a much better exit speed, as Canet and Martin already do battle here in Phillip Island. We're going to just try and watch this battle unfold. I've got the pace. I know I can be faster than these guys, just like in Motegi. So one step at a time, but I definitely feel like the final sector I'm actually quite strong at. There's not really a weak sector around here, I feel. I think I'm pretty fast in all of them. I'm like the fastest in every sector, and I'm overall quite nicely balanced. So with that in mind, I'm going to try and use that to try and maybe set up some overtakes and try and see if we can try and get past these guys. Race pace, we don't seem to be as fast as qualifying, as the front two are really setting some relentless pace and really going fast at the moment. Canet and Martin just absolutely untouchable. I need to really try and find some more race pace here to try and touch these two. Okay, this lap I'm a lot closer. I might be able to make a move on Canet here, possibly. If I can set him up for the move tactically, I'm going to go very wide through there. A little bit too wide for comfort. On last year's game through here, I was OP. They seem to have fixed that now. And the AI actually seems to be faster than me through there. Canet gets very wide though onto the grass. That's not going to help him out. He's going to be losing a bit of grip there. But so far, these two though just running at such a good pace. Overall though, that was a much better lap from me. Now I've managed to close up the gap onto lap number 4 now. 2 laps to go. We're looking racy. Let's try and make some moves. There we go. Brilliant exit out of turn 2. Look at the traction we've got getting on the inside of Canet. And we're also around the outside of Martin, possibly. Yes, it is the move of the day. Fantastic overtake around the outside. Putting the bike down for the hairpin, making sure we get it all slowed down. Martin back up my inside momentarily there, but checks out of it as he gives me a little bit of contact. But now we're into the lead of the Australian Grand Prix here. Let's try and bring this one home. Just over 1.5 laps to go here. Oh, okay. Martin's back up my inside here. I'm just a little bit slow through that over the crest left hand. I'm a little bit deep into the hairpin, which is going to allow Martin back up my inside. I'm going to try get on his inside through here, but he gets some good traction. Although I get the better exit, Martin getting a bit out of shape into the final corner. Keeping it nice and tight on the apex, on the power one nice and early. The racing is so close and fierce through here, but we take the lead going on to the final lap of the Grand Prix. Let's try and bring this one home. Here we go then, spinning control. Just got to make sure we get the final corner right. Keep it nice and low, nice and tight. Make sure no one gets on the inside, and there we go. Nice and wide on the exit, using all the curbing, and up to the line. We're going to win the Australian Grand Prix, and that is what I'm talking about. That's what we should have done at Motegi, but this time we pull it off in Phillip Island. Overall, a brilliant race, and all in all, a very good episode for us. But we're now going to move into the final race results.
While the riders complete their victory lap, let's take a look at the final ranking of the Moto3 race.
And as you can see, we come home in the race lead, and we win the Australian Grand Prix, taking a big 25 points. Martin actually brought home the fastest lap with a 37.5 there, really quick lap time from him. But overall, we win, and from start to finish, pole. And not the fast lap, but we do take the win, so we almost got the Grand Slam hat-trick. But overall, not too bad. And in terms of the Riders' Championship, as you can see, we are back to 87 points behind Martin, which we was at the start of the episode. But we are a bit closer to Canet, but realistically, I think it's mathematically impossible for me to catch him now with 2 races left to go. So overall, not too shabby there. And in terms of the reputation, you can see we've got quite a few points that we're going to be adding on to our tally. And we're going to get some developments underway for the next and final episode of the Moto3 career mode. So let's get into it, and let's put some upgrades on the bike. Okay, we have 18,000 points to spend. This is going to be our last 2 upgrades of the season, so we've got to make these count now. Realistically, I think we should just go for these 2 aerodynamic ones, because that would be done. So there we go. Well, it turns out I can't actually do any more. That is it. So for some reason I've lost a second aero one. I don't know why, but either way, we've got penetration, and I think we'll probably go for, frame. We'll go for 2 frame upgrades. So we'll stick those on the bike. And we still have 3,200 points to spend, but we can't spend those on nothing, I don't think. No, we can't. Right, so that is going to be it, guys, for the upgrades on this bike. And that is the last time you're going to see me upgrade this motorcycle. So in the next episode, there won't be no practice. We're just going to jump straight into qualifying. And fingers crossed, it's a good finale. But anyway, hope you guys have enjoyed this particular episode, guys. And if you have, then please do drop a like on the video. Let's try and smash 150 likes, guys, for the support on the series. If you're new around here, please do get subscribed for daily MotoGP and Formula 1 content, and turn on notifications to not miss any uploads from me. Finally, do check out these 2 videos on screen if you have missed them. But other than that, guys, thank you for watching, and see you in my next video very soon. Goodbye.